Okay, so now that's about the users. Any questions before I proceed further?
No, I'm good.
Anyone
Thank
else?
you.
Jay, Swati, Sweta, Iqbal.
No, it's fine, good.
Okay. Oh, so imagine that your company has been providing the managed services. Okay, and your individuals are using the platform as a ITSM tool, which is nothing but as a ticketing tool. Okay, and you have been providing the cloud infra services, which are like AWS, DevOps, Salesforce, Oracle, and Azure, and many more. Okay, now each and every team might use ServiceNow for different purpose. Okay, in that kind of scenarios, how can I able to do that? Okay, so let's take the scenario. Let's ignore this part. Okay, let's take this example. Okay, so imagine that these are the teams what exactly we have in the ServiceNow platform. Okay, and each and every team must have a different types of role according to the needs. In that kind of scenarios, if I'm going to see, almost there are 300 users are allocated to the project. Okay, in that kind of scenarios, what exactly I'm going to do is, among them 50 users belongs to AWS and 100 users belongs to Azure, 30 users of Salesforce, and remaining 1, 2, 30. So that sums up about 20 users of Oracle. Okay, so these are the specific user ratio, and AWS people will use ServiceNow for different things. Okay, that means that they need other services from ServiceNow. Okay, Azure individuals will use ServiceNow for other practice, and Salesforce developers will use ServiceNow only as an incident application. And Oracle individuals, what exactly they do is they prefer the change requests. Okay, and if you are going to see the 300 users, and if you are going to go on each and every user and assign the roles according to their needs, that will take a lot of time and a lot of efforts. In that kind of scenarios, what exactly ServiceNow recommends is try to give the role to the group. That means that if there are 5 groups available for me, what exactly I'm going to do? Initially, I'm going to create the groups, okay, and add the group members, okay, or let's say add the users respectively to their teams. In this kind of scenario, which is going to be groups. Then, instead of assigning the role to a user, assign the role to a group. Okay, this will make your life a lot more easier to understand and to process further. Any questions so far?
So in the group, if we ever need to provide access to different folks,
Yes,
for SSOs, single sign-on or
yes,
LDAP or
yes,
anything. So we all we need just to create a separate group, and then we can provide the certain roles to them, right? So they can have the access.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's understand how can we able to create a group. So what exactly I'm going to do is I'm going to go on search for groups, and in the user administration you can able to find the groups. Okay. Create a new group and provide the name of the group. So in this case I'm going to say Azure Developers. Okay. And who is the manager of this group? So I'm going to say John Adams is going to be the manager. Okay. And every group has a DL or a group email ID. So I'm going to say Azure Microsoft team @microsoft.com. Okay. And if there is a group which is already existed, and if you want to merge this group will become the child group and this will become the parent group. And if you want to create a fresh from scratch, you can able to exclude that one, and you can able to provide the description saying that this group is for the Azure developers. Whenever a user, let's say whenever a employee joins the project and he belongs to the Azure team, add him to this group. Okay. Now I'm going to save it. Okay. Now you can see that a group has been created. And if you are going to scroll down in the related list, you can able to find the different things: roles, group members, and then other groups. Okay. So let's understand the roles and how can we able to add the people in the group in the next class. So any questions so far?
No, I am actually good. Thank you.
No, no, Irfan, no questions.
Okay. Jay and Sweta, any questions from you?
Uh, just one question around this LDAP integration. I found like so if we integrate LDAP, how does that work? You know?
That is going to be an AD. Thing. So if your company is going to have using an Active Directory, which is Azure or anything, you can able to integrate ServiceNow with Azure platform. Meaning that if they are going to update the user record over there, it's going to automatically reflect in ServiceNow platform.
So they need an integration for doing that, right?
Exactly. LDAP integration is required.
LDAP integration, and it has to be inbound integration, right?
It has to be inbound and outbound a couple of times.
Couple of times, okay.
Because the thing is like if you're going to do bi-directional, it has to be inbound and outbound. But if you're going to go only one direction, single direction, that means that if it is going to be updated in the Azure portal or Azure AD, it has to reflect in ServiceNow. That's it. In that kind of scenarios, one directional integration is enough. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense. I never done this before, but I like
No
to
problem.
know more.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
thank
Any more questions, guys, apart from this?
you. I mean, I'm okay. Thank you. I'm pretty much all set.
Okay, so let's connect again tomorrow and we are going to continue the topics. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye. Thank
Okay.